Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool. I am at E3. It is winding down. I've gotten my hands on as many games as I possibly could, and it's time for me to start filtering out of here. But before I do, we've got to get into our rundown. Okay, you guys, I saw a bunch more games today, and the one that really took my breath away was the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Obviously, an incredible showing with the Square presentation, the Square Enix presentation earlier this week, but to get hands-on time was another level, man. It was absolutely stunning. Very cool mechanics floating between sort of the tactical mode and the action mode. It felt very seamless to be able to do that. The camera controls 360 degrees, and it was amazing to see the fidelity, the beauty of these worlds that they've crafted for us in this remake. Very dramatic, very fast, tons of explosions, fantastic combat. I cannot tell you how psyched I am. Arguably one of the most important releases that Square Enix has ever had. They really can't fumble the ball with this one. It has to be awesome, and from what I've seen and played so far, it looks like it's gonna be. I also took a quick look while I was at the Square Enix booth at Dragon Quest Builders 2, which looks like it's gonna be a ton of fun. I love the first game. I think they're, expanding on the storyline. They're going to make something very special for us, and we don't have to wait much longer for it. Can't wait for Dragon Quest Builders 2. Yeah! The brand new Crash Team Racing, which is a reimagining of the Naughty Dog original, looks sensational. They've added all kinds of details, not only from the first CTR, but subsequent releases as well. Any good idea that's been a part of the Crash Team Racing franchise has been incorporated here, and it looks like it's going to be an incredible treat for fans. This is coming out within days. I'll have a review code very soon. I cannot wait to play it, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it. Also got some hands-on time with Sky from that game company. This is the company that brought us Flower and Journey, two games that I gave straight 10s to. This is a company with a tremendously high batting average, and it looks like Sky is not going to disappoint. It's launching on iOS first, but then it's coming to consoles and the PC and other mobile platforms as well. It's going to be everywhere. It's about helping the others that you're playing with to get further in the game and basically bringing light to the world. It looks absolutely stunning. Beautiful, beautiful game. Hypnotic visuals, hypnotic music and sounds with music that was crafted by the original composer of Flower. This is going to be a stellar game. I can't wait to get lost in it, but what was promised to me is that it's just the beginning. This is going to be a game that new content is being added to continuously. That game company has been working a long time on this one. Expect something fantastic. Also got another look at The Outer Worlds, which is absolutely one of the best titles here at the show. This is Obsidian kind of realizing all of their potential, working on something brand new, which is also fantastic to see at E3. We know that there's tons of sequels and lots of licensed properties and things that we're kind of already familiar with. This is something brand new from the studio. Yes, it has Fallout vibes, but it also, allows us some space travel and landing in different asteroids and different planets, and it just looks phenomenal. Cannot wait for The Outer Worlds. Got some hands-on time on Borderlands 3, which does feel iterative. It definitely feels like more from that franchise, which I cannot really complain about. I'm a big fan of Borderlands. When I played the game, it was incredibly difficult for me to stop playing the game, which that's kind of what we expect out of Borderlands, so I don't think this is going to let anybody down. Massive showing here at E3 with big lines of people wanting to get on, and I don't think that Gearbox is going to disappoint anybody with this release. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game this year. Now, I had one of the best demos I've ever had at E3, period, with Dying Light 2 from Techland. I was a huge fan of the original Dying Light. Yes, the story had some issues, but the mechanics were amazing. And all of those mechanics have been expanded upon now with the sequel, but we've also got a story kind of shepherded by Chris Avellone that gives us a lot more depth, a lot more intricate detail, lots of incredible exploration to get involved with. Plus new mechanics and new abilities like the grapple hook and a paraglider and stuff. This game is going to rock when it comes out next year. Now, the big question that I keep getting asked on Twitter is, have I checked out the Intellivision stuff? And I have checked out the Intellivision stuff. I played a bunch of games. I checked out a bunch of games that are coming. There is a huge commitment to drop a ton of software when this machine launches. 10/10/2020 is the release date, so there's like 15 months of development that still has to go in. I think it's unbelievable that Tommy was just talking about doing something at last year's E3, and this year there was a console, there were controllers, there was connectivity between smartphones and the Intellivision Amico. I was very impressed. It's definitely a party game system, just like Tommy has been saying. It's definitely not trying to appeal to, only the hardcore gaming crowd out there, nor is it just trying to appeal to just the Intellivision fans and the retro fans out there. The Intellivision Amico is definitely carving out a space for itself, but we've got a lot more to learn. I also got some hands-on time with Josh Holmes and his new company, Midwinter Games, called Scavengers, and this is a cool take on the Fortnite craze, fused with the survival craze that's out there too, with games like The Long Dark. It's almost like Fortnite meets The Long Dark, which is a cool idea. You've got cooperative play, but it's also competitive play because you're going to meet other teams out there and you can basically kill them and steal their stuff, but you're trying to survive this harsh cold and not go hungry, and you've got all of these different threats coming at you. It's a little cartoony in the way that it looks, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more gritty realism, but this third-person survival shooter game looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, finally, some of the stuff that really impressed me here is definitely retro. 1UP Arcade had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Marvel Superheroes arcade machines, and they looked insane, but the thing that stole my breath and made me freak out when I actually saw it in person is they've got the Star Wars arcade machine based on the Atari game, which also has Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi content in there, and it has the flight controls from the old retro arcade machine. All of these systems that I saw from 1UP Arcade just look incredible. So there you have it. That's my final rundown from E3, but there's a lot more E3 content headed your way, so definitely stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and play forever.